Human skeleton. Human skeleton supports the human body, and by the time of birth, much of the cartilage had been transformed into 350 bones. As one grows, many of these bones fuse with one another, so that an adult stage skeleton consists of 206 individual bones, which are grouped into two general divisions, that are axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton, it forms the basic framework of the body, while the appendicular skeleton make its extremities. So the axial skeleton consists on skull, middle ear bones, neck bone, vertebral column, and ribs, while the appendicular skeleton consists of pectoral girdle, forelimbs, pelvic girdle, and hind limbs. Number one part of the human skeleton, that is skull. Human skull is a bony structure that provides support to the face and forms a protective casing cavity for the brain. It is comprised of many bones which are formed by intramembranous ossification and joined by fibrous joints. Skull bones can be considered as two groups, that are cranium. 8 bones are present in the cranium, and facial bones, which are 14 in numbers. Cranium consists on paired and unpaired bones. Paired bones are parietal and temporal, while the unpaired bones are frontal, occipital, phenoid, and ethmoid bones. Facial bones also consist on paired bones and unpaired bones. Paired bones of the facial bones are zygomatic, lacrimal, nasal, inferior nasal concha, palatine, and maxilla, while the unpaired bones of facial bones are vomer and mandible. Look at the human skull. That portion is the cranium, while that is the facial area where facial bones are present. As the cranium consists on 8 bones, some are paired while some are unpaired. The paired bones that are parietal and temporal. So these are the parietal bones, and here the temporal bone is present. While other bones are unpaired, that are frontal bone, that one is the frontal bone, that is the occipital bone, here the sphenoid bone is present, while here is the ethmoid bone. While if we look at the facial bones, these are 14 in numbers. Number 1, that is zygomatic. and zygomatic forms the cheekbones of the face. That are the cheekbones. They are paired in number. You can see here. Second, they are lacrimal, which are also paired bones, and they are the part of the medial wall of the orbit. Here, the lacrimal bones are present. Nasal bones, these are the two slender bones that are located at the bridge of the bone. Here, the nasal bones are present. These are also the paired bones. Inferior nasal concha, they are located within the nasal cavity. This is the nasal cavity where the inferior concha is present. Palatine, also paired bone, that is situated at the rear of the oral cavity and forms the part of the hard palatine present inside the oral cavity. Maxilla, also a paired bone, it comprises part of the upper jaw and hard palate. That is maxilla, present at the upper jaw. Vomer, which is unpaired bone, and it forms the posterior part of the nasal septum. Here is the nasal septum, and here the vomer is present, which forms the posterior part of the nasal septum. Mandible, it articulates with the base of the cranium. This is the articulation, and that is the mandible, which also forms the lower jaw of the human skull. Part is middle ear bones. Middle ear bones are the auditory ossicles. That are the malleus, ancus, and stapes. These are paired bones, and middle ear bones are 6 in numbers. Third is the neck bone. Neck bone is known as hyoid bone. It is a U-shaped structure located in the anterior neck. It lies at the base of the mandible, where it acts as a site of attachment for the anterior neck muscles. Human vertebral column. The vertebral column forms a more or less rigid rod. It extends to the length of the trunk on the dorsal side and forms the backbone. It houses and protects the spinal cord. It is a place of attachment of pelvic and pectoral girdle. In human, there are 33 vertebrae are present. That are, and the cervical region, 7 vertebrae are present. Cervical vertebrae are present in the neck region. Look here. There are 12 numbers of thoracic vertebrae. These thoracic vertebrae are present in the thoracic region. and the lower back five vertebrae are present, known as lumbar vertebrae, and the sacral region five vertebrae are also present in that region, known as sacral vertebrae, and to these sacral vertebrae the pelvic girdle is attached here, and at the end of the vertebral column is the coccyx or tailbone, which consists of four small fused vertebrae, and the coccyx is an vestigial of a tail, while in other vertebrates it forms the tail of the vertebrates. This is the human skeleton. These are the cervical vertebrae present in the cervical region and are 7 in number. That is the thoracic region. Here thoracic vertebrae are present. That are 12 in numbers. That is the lumbar region. Here 5 vertebrae are present, known as lumbar vertebrae, and that is the sacral vertebrae and the sacral region where pelvic girdles are attached, and the last at the end, that is the coccyx vertebrae, 4 in number, but they are fused. So the total number of vertebrae and human beings are 33 in number. Human ribs. In man there are 12 pairs of ribs, one pair articulating with each of the thoracic vertebrae, forming the cage that encloses the heart and lungs. 10 pairs of ribs are connected anteriorly with the sternum. Out of these 10 pairs, 7 pairs are directly connected with the sternum. That are known as true ribs. That is from 1 to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. These 7 ribs are directly connected to the sternum, while the other 3 pairs are indirectly connected with the sternum. That is from 8 to 12 and known as false ribs. That is 1, 2 and 3. The lower 2 pairs of ribs are not connected in front and are known as the floating ribs. That is floating ribs, 11 and 12 pairs. They are not attached in front, so these are known as the floating ribs. So there is the thoracic region where ribs are present. Look at the skeleton. This is the rib cage present in the thoracic region of the human body. These are true ribs that are connected directly to the sternum, that is the sternum or chest bone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 pairs that are known as true ribs and directly connected to the sternum, while the 3 pairs 1, 2 and 3 that are indirectly connected to the sternum means through true ribs. These are known as false ribs, while the remaining 2 that are not attached in front, they are known as floating ribs. So the total number of ribs in human body, there are 12 pairs and 24 in number. Appendicular skeleton that consists on pectoral girdle, forelimbs, pelvic girdle and hind limbs. The bones of the pectoral girdles consist of ventral coracoid, which meets the sternum medially, a scapula that extends dorsally, and a clavicle which lies on the ventral side between the scapula and sternum and anterior to the ventral coracoid. Second are the forelimbs. The forelimbs consist on single humerus, that is the long bone in the upper arm region, a radius and ulna that are present in the lower arm region, wrist bone known as carpals that are 8 in numbers, 5 metacarpals in the palms of the hand, and phalanges that are 14 in numbers. Third part is pelvic girdle. Pelvic girdle in which the hind limbs are attached to the vertebral column through the pelvic girdle. It is made up of 2 coxal bones. Each of these bones are found by the combination of 3 bones that are ischium, ilium and pubis. Hind limbs consist of thigh, shank, ankle and foot. In the hind limb there is a long single bone known as femur that is present in the thigh region. Tibia and fibula that are present in the shank region. 8 ankle bones known as tarsals. 5 metatarsals that are present in the foot, and 5 rows of 14 phalanges known as toes. Skeleton. This is the pectoral girdle, consists of scapula, that is scapula. That is the coracoid, and here there is the clavicle, which is the weakest bone of the human skeleton. This is the forelimb, consists on the long bone humerus, radius and ulna, metacarpals, that are the carpals, and these are the phalanges. That is the pelvic girdle, consists on coxal bone, that is the coxal bone, 2 coxal bone, 1 and 2. Each of these bones consist on 3 fused bones. There is the hind limb, it is the long femur, there is tibia, fibula, these are metatarsals, ankle bones, here the tarsus, and these are the toes, they are phalanges.